They helped my best friend, pass with dignity, and it was dealt with so graciously.
This is the dog that restored Frank Smith's faith in law enforcement, but it took his tragic demise to do that. Patches, as he was known, was hit by a truck in front of his owner's house on 3rd Street in Kingston on Halloween. And it was these guys that brought comfort to Smith and his family.
Upon arrival, myself and Officer Feeney found the dog in obvious distress under the car. We did whatever we could to get the dog out from under the car, wrapped it up in a blanket, transported the dog and his owner to the emergency animal facility.
But it really was much more than that. The owner was in such distress that he asked the officers at the scene to take Patches out of his misery. The 12-year-old Jack Russell Parsons not only was struck by the pickup, but dragged 40 feet and suffering from shock.
Well, I said if this was my dog, I would take it to the vet. The humane thing would be to have an actual vet assess the dog's damage and, let him make the determination there. I'm a dog lover. I have 3 dogs of my own, one being a Jack Russell Terrier. I did canine for the City of Kingston Police Department for 14 years before they did away with the program, so it was more just reaction of just taking control, grabbing the dog and getting him out and getting him the medical treatment that he needed.
Patches did not survive. He was euthanized. But for Smith, the officer's actions were a kindness he won't soon forget, and an incident that will stick with him for years to come. Smith, it turns out, had at one time been on the wrong side of the law and was tasered by Officer Arciello for wrongdoing. How the officers handled the dying dog, even returning the next day to console the family, has forced him to look at law enforcement in a different way.
I learned to maybe not stereotype so much the whole law enforcement community based on a couple of people that may not do the right thing, because no matter where you go, people got those couple bad seeds, but these guys really stepped out for me, holding my dog close to his chest with blood all over him. He didn't care. He rushed him in, and then that was Officer Feeney, and then Officer Arciello was already rushing in there to help push my dog in a stretcher. It was dealt with just the way that left less trauma for my family.
I've done this call a couple other times, and I would continue to do it the exact same way. It's just how we're trained and what we're supposed to do. It's the right thing to do.